In old age, who still wears clothes from 10 years ago? The answer will surprise you. As we grow older, the things we carry with us often take on a deeper significance. This is especially true for something as seemingly ordinary as our clothes. Have you ever stopped to think about why some people, especially in their golden years, continue to wear clothes they've owned for 10 or even 20 years? The answer isn't just about frugality or convenience. It goes much deeper. It speaks to identity, values, and the profound journey of life itself. Today, let's explore why older adults in the United States might still choose to wear clothes from a decade ago. Along the way, we'll uncover powerful lessons about simplicity, resilience, and what truly matters in life. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Clothing as a reflection of life's journey. As we age, the world around us seems to spin faster, with trends, technologies, and societal expectations constantly evolving. Amid this whirlwind of change, some things remain steadfast, like the clothes we've chosen to keep and wear for decades. For many older adults, these clothes are far more than practical items. They are tangible reflections of a life well lived, bearing the marks of moments both extraordinary and everyday. Imagine opening your closet and pulling out a jacket you've owned for 20 years. The fabric is worn, the color faded, but to you, it feels as familiar as an old friend. That jacket might remind you of the brisk fall mornings when you walked your children to school, of afternoons spent working on a garden, or perhaps of a quiet moment by the fireplace with a cup of tea in hand. These clothes don't just cover your body, they tell the story of who you are, where you've been, and the experiences that have shaped you. For older adults, holding on to clothes from the past is not about resisting change or indulging in nostalgia for its own sake. It's about maintaining a connection to one's identity in a world that often pressures us to reinvent ourselves. That favorite sweater, the one you've worn for a decade, isn't just a sweater. It's a link to your values, your resilience, and your journey through life. Each stitch is woven with memories, from the laughter of family gatherings to the quiet moments of solitude when you've reflected on how far you've come. Take, for example, Ruth, an 80-year-old retired nurse from Minnesota. She still wears the white cardigan she bought during her first year in nursing school. The cardigan, soft from decades of wear, reminds her of long shifts in bustling hospital wards, of friendships formed in the chaos, and of the sense of purpose she felt caring for others. To an outsider, it might look like an outdated piece of clothing, but to Ruth, it's a treasure, a symbol of her life's work and the compassion that has defined her. Clothes, particularly for those in their later years, serve as anchors in a rapidly changing world. They remind us of who we are and where we've been, grounding us in the present while honoring the past. In a society that often prioritizes the new and the trendy, older adults who continue to wear their clothes from 10 or 20 years ago offer a quiet yet powerful lesson. Life isn't about constantly seeking what's next. It's about appreciating the depth and meaning of what we already have. This connection between clothing and identity is deeply emotional, even spiritual. Just as an old photograph can transport you to a specific moment in time, so can a favorite scarf or well-worn pair of shoes. These items hold the energy of your younger self, the ambition, love, and struggles that shape the person you are today. They are reminders that while the body may age, the essence of who you are remains timeless. And yet, the value of holding on to old clothes extends beyond the individual. It sends a message to others, particularly younger generations, about the importance of valuing what lasts. In a world increasingly driven by consumerism, where fast fashion dominates and waste is rampant, the decision to keep wearing clothes from years past is a profound statement of sustainability and mindfulness. It's a way of showing that the worth of an item isn't in its newness, but in the memories it holds and the meaning it carries. For those in their golden years, wearing older clothes is not about frugality or neglect. It's about comfort, both physical and emotional. It's about choosing to surround oneself with what feels familiar and true rather than being swept away by fleeting trends. It's a declaration of self assurance. I know who I am, and I don't need to prove it to anyone. The beauty of this philosophy lies in its simplicity. It teaches us that life's true riches aren't found in the latest styles or possessions, but in the enduring connections we have with the things and people that have been with us through thick and thin. A well-worn shirt, an old pair of boots, or a faded dress can hold more value than anything new because they've traveled the journey of life alongside us. In wearing clothes from 10 or 20 years ago, older adults remind us all of the power of authenticity. They show that true elegance and confidence come not from what you wear, but from how you carry yourself. These choices reflect a life lived with intention, a life where meaning outweighs appearance and substance triumphs over superficiality. So the next time you see an elderly neighbor wearing the same coat they've had for years, or a grandparent pulling out a sweater that's seen countless winters, take a moment to appreciate the story behind those garments. They are not just clothes, they are living artifacts of resilience, love, and the enduring human spirit. The decision to keep wearing older clothes is not just about practicality or sentimentality, it's a philosophy, a way of cherishing the journey, celebrating the present, and honoring the values that truly matter. 2. Why some older adults keep wearing clothes from the past. There's a quiet wisdom in the choices we make as we age, and one of the most revealing choices is the decision to hold on to clothes from years, even decades ago. To some, it might seem like mere habit or practicality, but for older adults, this decision often carries a deeper meaning, one rooted in emotional connections, a sense of identity, and the values they hold dear. For many, the clothes they wear today are more than garments. They are companions that have walked beside them through the many chapters of their lives. These pieces tell stories of youthful ambition, of love and loss, of challenges overcome, and of moments celebrated. Each item, from a favorite jacket to a well worn pair of shoes, holds within it the quiet echoes of a life lived with purpose. Take, for instance, the story of Frank, a retired teacher from Ohio who, at 74, still wears the same leather boots he bought in his 40s. The boots have been resoled multiple times, their leather softened and worn, yet Frank continues to lace them up each morning. To Frank, those boots are not just footwear, they are a reminder of his long walks to school, the countless lessons he taught, and the resilience he cultivated through years of hard work. They are a reflection of his values, durability, care, and an appreciation for what truly lasts. For older adults, wearing clothes from the past is often about more than just practicality. It's about comfort and familiarity. These items have molded to their bodies, becoming extensions of themselves. A sweater that has been worn for years no longer feels like a separate object. It feels like a part of home, offering warmth and security in a world that can sometimes feel uncertain. But beyond comfort, there's an emotional layer to this choice that cannot be ignored. Clothes, in their quiet way, hold memories. A particular scarf might remind someone of a special trip. A dress might carry the joy of a grandchild's wedding, and a coat might evoke the pride of a long ago promotion. For those in their golden years, these garments become bridges to the past, helping them feel connected to the person they've always been. This sense of connection is especially important in a world that often seems to prioritize youth, innovation, and constant change. By wearing clothes from the past, Older adults resist the pressure to conform to fleeting trends. They choose instead to honor their journey, to embrace who they are, and to find meaning in the continuity of their choices. It's a powerful statement. I am enough as I am. There's also a practical brilliance in this approach. Many older adults grew up in a time when resources were scarce and frugality was a necessity. They learned to value quality over quantity and to care for what they had. This mindset often carries into later years, where keeping and wearing well maintained clothes from the past is not just a habit, it's a reflection of their resourcefulness and respect for the things they've worked hard to obtain. But this choice is not just about the past. For many, it's also a way of living with purpose in the present. In an era dominated by fast fashion and disposable culture, holding on to older clothes is a quiet act of sustainability. It reflects a deep understanding that what we already have is often more than enough, and it challenges the notion that happiness or worth is tied to acquiring something new. In continuing to wear older clothes, seniors remind us all of the beauty of simplicity. They show us that life is not about chasing trends or accumulating possessions, but about cherishing what truly matters: the relationships we've built, the values we've upheld, and the memories we carry with us. For many, this choice also reflects a profound acceptance of themselves. As we age, we often realize that the things we once worried about, impressing others, keeping up with appearances, matter far less than we thought. Wearing clothes from the past becomes a way of expressing this self-assurance, a way of saying, "This is who I am, and I am proud of my journey." Perhaps the most touching aspect of this choice is the wisdom it offers to younger generations. In a world that often feels hurried and disposable, older adults who wear clothes from years ago teach us the value of slowing down and appreciating what we have. They show us that the things we own gain meaning not through their price or newness, but through the memories and significance we assign to them. There's something profoundly human about holding on to the past in this way. It's not about living in nostalgia or refusing to move forward. It's about carrying the lessons and experiences of the past into the present, about finding joy and meaning in the familiar. So, when you see an older adult wearing a jacket that looks decades old or shoes that have clearly walked many miles, pause for a moment. Those clothes are not just fabric, they are stories. They are symbols of endurance, gratitude, and a life lived with intention. And in a world that often measures value by what's new, they remind us that true worth lies in what we cherish and hold dear. Wearing clothes from the past is not a small or trivial decision. It's a reflection of a life philosophy, a testament to values, and a celebration of what truly matters. It's a choice that speaks volumes about resilience, authenticity, and the quiet power of appreciating what we already have. 3. The deeper meaning behind old clothes. Old clothes for many older adults are not just fabric stitched together. They are symbols of their lives, their identities, and their histories. These garments hold a deeper meaning, one that goes beyond nostalgia or sentimentality. They are tangible reminders of where they've been, what they've overcome, and the values that have guided them through life. Each piece of old clothing carries with it a story. A faded denim jacket might remind someone of their youthful adventures, the long road trips, the friends they once laughed with, the moments when life felt wide open with possibility. A worn-out pair of gloves might conjure memories of hard work, dedication, and a time when every effort was made to build a better life. These clothes serve as a link to their younger selves, keeping the essence of their journey alive. But the deeper meaning of old clothes isn't just about looking back, it's also about finding strength in the present. As life becomes more complex with age, familiar items offer a sense of stability and grounding. They remind older adults that while the world may have changed, their core, who they are, what they value, remains unshaken. These clothes are not just worn, they are lived in. They embody resilience, a testament to the endurance of the human spirit. In a culture that often values the new and dismisses the old, wearing older clothes is also an act of quiet rebellion. It's a way of saying, I know who I am, and I am proud of where I've been. It's an expression of confidence and authenticity, a refusal to be swept up in the tide of fleeting trends or shallow judgments. For those who wear their old clothes proudly, it's not about resisting change. It's about honoring the change they've experienced and the lessons they've learned along the way. Furthermore, these garments hold emotional significance that words often fail to capture. The texture of a well-worn sweater, the smell of a scarf that has braved countless winters, the comforting fit of shoes that have walked through the years of life. These sensations carry a kind of sacred familiarity. They remind older adults that life is not defined by the big moments alone, but by the accumulation of everyday experiences, each thread a part of the tapestry of their existence. The deeper meaning behind old clothes lies in their ability to connect the past, present, and future. They are not just relics of what once was. They are guides that help navigate the present and inspire hope for what lies ahead. By choosing to keep and wear these items, older adults demonstrate that life's true treasures aren't found in what's fleeting, but in what's enduring. 4. Practical benefits of wearing old clothes. While the emotional resonance of old clothes is undeniable, there are also deeply practical reasons why many older adults choose to hold on to their wardrobes from years past. These choices reflect not only wisdom, but also a way of living that prioritizes comfort, resourcefulness, and a sense of balance. First and foremost, older clothes are often more comfortable. With years of wear, fabrics become softer and better adapted to the body. A pair of shoes that has been broken in over decades fits like a glove, while a new pair might pinch or feel stiff. For older adults who may have physical challenges like sensitive skin, reduced mobility, or joint pain, this level of comfort can make a significant difference in daily life. The familiar feel of a trusted sweater or jacket offers a sense of ease and reliability that newer items can't immediately replicate. Beyond comfort, practicality plays a major role. Many seniors have lived through times of scarcity, learning to value durability and quality over superficial appeal. Clothes from 10 or 20 years ago were often made with greater attention to craftsmanship, meaning they've stood the test of time. Rather than constantly replacing garments, older adults understand the value of caring for what they already own. This approach not only saves money, but also reduces the stress of navigating modern consumer culture, where trends change at a dizzying pace. Sustainability is another important benefit of wearing old clothes. In today's world, where environmental concerns are becoming increasingly urgent, the practice of reusing and extending the life of clothing is a powerful statement. By choosing to wear what they already have, older adults are contributing to a culture of mindfulness and resourcefulness. They show that it's possible to live well without constantly consuming more, a lesson that younger generations would do well to learn. Financial wisdom also plays a role in this choice. Many retirees are on fixed incomes and must be mindful of their spending. By continuing to wear clothes they already own, they free up resources for more important priorities like healthcare, travel, or family experiences. This frugality is not born out of necessity alone, it's a reflection of values. Older adults have lived long enough to know that true wealth isn't measured by the size of one's wardrobe, but by the richness of one's life. Finally, there's a practical efficiency in sticking with older clothes. Seniors who have been wearing the same style for years know what works for them. They've developed a personal sense of fashion that suits their bodies, their lifestyles, and their preferences. Rather than wasting time and energy experimenting with new trends, they focus on what feels right. allowing them to direct their attention to the things that truly matter: family, hobbies, and personal fulfillment. The practical benefits of wearing old clothes are a testament to the wisdom and adaptability of older adults. These choices reflect a deeper understanding of what it means to live well, not by accumulating more, but by appreciating and making the most of what one already has. It's a way of living that is as timeless as the clothes themselves, grounded in principles of simplicity, sustainability, and self respect. 5. The philosophy of simplicity. As we age, life often reveals a profound truth. It's not the abundance of things that brings fulfillment, but the appreciation of what we already have. This philosophy of simplicity becomes especially clear when we think about the clothes we wear. For many older adults, simplicity is not just a way of living, it's a philosophy, a choice that reflects wisdom and peace. Simplicity isn't about denying oneself, it's about understanding what truly matters. A favorite sweater worn and softened by time is more than just a garment, it's a symbol of comfort and continuity. It doesn't matter if the sweater is out of style or faded. What matters is the way it feels when draped across the shoulders, the memories it evokes, and the sense of stability it brings in a fast changing world. Simplicity is about choosing what serves you, what supports you, and what brings you peace. In a culture that glorifies excess and novelty, embracing simplicity is an act of quiet rebellion. It's a declaration that contentment isn't found in acquiring more, but in cherishing what's already there. Simplicity is freeing. It removes the burden of constantly keeping up, allowing us to focus on the deeper, more meaningful aspects of life: relationships, self discovery, and the joy of simply being. This philosophy also reflects a deep respect for time and resources. A garment worn for decades carries the invisible imprint of care and responsibility. By choosing to keep and maintain these items, older adults demonstrate a mindfulness that transcends trends. They teach us that beauty doesn't fade with age but deepens, just like the lines on a familiar face or the stories woven into well loved clothes. Simplicity is not about living with less, it's about living with enough. It's about finding joy in what you have and letting go of the unnecessary distractions that cloud your mind. The older generations, with their quiet wisdom, remind us that life is richer when we focus on what endures: love, gratitude, and the experiences that shape who we are. By embracing simplicity, they show us that the greatest treasures are often the ones we've had all along. 6. A message to younger generations. To the younger generations, there is a profound lesson in the choices made by older adults who still wear clothes from 10 or 20 years ago. These choices are not merely practical, they are deeply meaningful. They reveal a way of living that values authenticity over appearances, substance over superficiality, and experience over excess. In a world where trends come and go at lightning speed, it's easy to get caught up in the chase for what's new. Younger people often feel the pressure to keep up, to buy the latest fashion, or to present a certain image to the world. But look closely at the elders around you: the grandmother in her well worn apron, the grandfather in his old but sturdy boots. What they're wearing isn't about impressing anyone, it's about honoring who they are and where they've been. There is a kind of quiet confidence in this approach, a deep understanding that life is not a race to accumulate, but a journey to appreciate. These elders teach us that it's okay to slow down, to step back from the noise of consumerism, and to find value in the things that truly matter. They remind us that a life well lived isn't measured by what you own, but by the memories you create, the love you give and receive, and the impact you leave behind. Younger generations would do well to reflect on this wisdom. Imagine a world where we didn't discard the old for the new, but instead cherished the stories held by the things we already have. Imagine how much waste could be reduced, how many resources could be preserved, and how much more meaningful life could feel if we chose to focus on quality rather than quantity. The choices of older adults are not relics of the past. They are blueprints for a sustainable and fulfilling future. By appreciating what you have, taking care of it, and finding joy in its presence, you align yourself with values that transcend time. These values teach us patience, gratitude, and resilience, the very traits that make life richer and more rewarding. So the next time you see someone wearing an old sweater or carrying a decades-old bag, pause for a moment. Consider the stories woven into those items, the lessons they carry, and the wisdom of their choices. Let them inspire you to look beyond the surface and embrace a way of living that prioritizes meaning over materialism. After all, the greatest lessons are often the simplest ones, and the people who wear them show us the way. Timeless lessons from worn threads. The clothes we choose to wear are more than coverings for our bodies. They are reflections of who we are, where we've been, and what we hold dear. For older adults who still wear garments from a decade or more ago, this choice is not simply about practicality or nostalgia. It's a philosophy, a testament to their resilience, wisdom, and the values they've embraced over a lifetime. These well-loved clothes tell a story of simplicity and contentment in a world that often measures success by accumulation. They remind us that life's greatest treasures are not found in closets bursting with new things, but in the deep, abiding connections we have with the items that have accompanied us through our journey. Every stitch, every faded patch, and every worn hem carries a piece of history, a silent witness to moments of joy, challenge, love, and growth. For the younger generations, the wisdom of elders offers a powerful lesson. Life's richness is not defined by fleeting trends, but by enduring meaning. In a world obsessed with the next big thing, these choices teach us the beauty of slowing down, appreciating what we have, and investing in what truly lasts. They encourage us to step off the treadmill of constant consumption and find peace in the simplicity of living intentionally. As you reflect on your own life, think about the things you hold on to. Are they merely objects, or are they touchstones that connect you to something deeper? Let the example of older generations inspire you to find value in the lasting, to honor the journey you've walked, and to cherish the things that carry your memories and identity. In the end, it's not the clothes we wear that define us, but the lives we live while wearing them. Let us take this wisdom to heart and carry it forward, living not for the approval of others, but for the quiet satisfaction of a life well lived, woven with purpose, love, and gratitude. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.